All right, ooh, child together. Let's get into this. Toni Braxton T, because they've got the upcoming season of the Braxtons coming up, season 2, because first season they basically just did the whole story around Tracy passing away. And now this season it seemed like they got Michael, their only brother's daughter. I believe her name is Ashley. She's coming out with accusations that one of her aunts, she ain't say who, but I think it was Trina and I think it was Gabe that did it. May he rest in peace. Apparently he was sending inappropriate sexting posts to her when she was underage. And remember, at one point he did admit on the show he had a sex addiction. He was cheating on Trina left and right. And it's not that shocking to believe that when you come up in a black household, how there's certain family members that are inappropriate with the kids. It's not something that black people particularly talk about, but trust and believe it happens. So this apparently is about to be a storyline of the upcoming season of the Braxtons, to the point where Toni got up in Tamar's face and was ready to put paws on her. Like she was literally about to throw them bows. And this is a side of Toni we ain't never seen on the show, where she got up in her sister's face ready to fight. She was cussing and everything. And we already know, like, when it comes to Toni, Toni is someone who always tries to present herself in a way where um, she doesn't want to come across as ghetto or a little much like Tamar. So she'll pretty much watch how she comes across in how she's perceived on TV. A little too much. A little too, she's very media trained because that's the generation which she came up with. So, like I said, according to the story, Toni and her younger sister Tamar nearly came to blows in the explosive season 2 teaser for their hit We TV series, The Braxtons. The clip shows all four sisters, Toni, Tawana, Trina, and Tamar, seated for what was supposed to be a family dinner. Tensions boiled over when Tamar confronted her sisters about allegedly trying to dismantle her business, which includes her podcast. Because what happened was, so to give you a little context, Tamar was going to do an interview and have Ashley come on to her podcast to talk about the alleged abuse that transpired in the family and wanted that to be a safe space for her to speak on what was going on privately. When sidebar, to me personally, I feel like you don't bring this family dynamic to no reality TV show for no clickbait or no clout or ratings or whatever the case is. This should be something that should be brought up in with your therapist and you work that shit out with them. However, also, maybe it's a good thing that this is brought up on the show and that we get to see this because Black people particularly have an affinity for when anything traumatic or anything crazy happens, we like to sweep it under the rug. We like to act like sexual abuse doesn't happen within the Black community, particularly amongst people who are close family members or relatives or whatever the case is. We don't talk about sexual abuse enough. And so by them bringing light to this, maybe this will help whoever's watching the show come to terms with whatever type of traumatic event that happened in their life, and they'll confront it and they'll confront that family member and try to find healing in that. So I'm of two minds about it. While I say it does come across a bit exploitative, I do feel like that a lot of times we've seen that when you watch TV or whatever the case is, it definitely helps with um helping people heal. Like a lot of times people say, I watched this show, I watched you on this reality show, whatever the case is, and you definitely helped me deal with a traumatic event in my life. And they want to thank you for it. So if this is a way for Tamar to help, then that's great. Although sometimes not sometimes, a lot of times I'll be side eyeing her and I'll be looking at it like, okay, everything with you always seems like a moment where you trying to stir up some drama or you trying to be messy. Like you're literally a gay man trapped in a woman's body, and you be doing too much. So sometimes it's hard for me to even take Tamar seriously, even when if she is coming from a place of genuinely wanting to help her niece. So um, I have the clip, which I'm gonna play the audio because we TV copyrights, all this stuff. I don't want to have to edit all this out. So we're gonna have to do this the hood booger way. So we're gonna play this clip, the audio of the clip, so y'all can hear it. If you want to see the whole situation, I guess you can go over to um WeTV's website and watch the video. It's 7 minutes if you want to see the whole thing. But in the meantime, please hold. Hold on. Trina.
Yeah, thank you very much. Coming up now. Sweetie, Tony's on her way.
Just fast forward.
It's about our family. Wait, hold on. My niece Ashley, who very much posted her videos on social media with some accusations about our family. My family was a little surprised. There was a lot going on the internet. Tamar announced that she would be interviewing our niece Ashley on Tamar's podcast. I didn't think it was a good idea. Kitty, Ashley, you're not going to make me feel bad about that. Wanted her to come to a safe place to tell her story. And all of this happened right before we started shooting season 2 of the Braxtons. Next thing I know, y'all tried to shut down my entire. Don't say y'all. Sending a cease and desist is shutting down my business. Exhibit B. This is the piece. Before Ashley was on my podcast, I didn't even say anything. I was not involved in any way, shape, or form of sending a cease and desist letter. My name was nowhere on it. Nobody wanted to come to my defense. So you're going to sit there and say, Toni Braxton? Toni Braxton. Hell no. Toni Braxton ain't never had your back. I got Toni Braxton. I want to know. You want to say, I don't have your back? You didn't. With heavyweight, don't put me, Tamar. Don't put Toni Braxton. And then when Toni said, we need to have the show. I told you we need to have Ashley on the show. I never say that. She never said that. She was just show us the Chinglet circuit, and we shouldn't.
Yeah, actually, my mother.
Yes, not the fault. You said it. Don't you go there? Don't you? How that? Nah.
Okay, so there was the clip, and it goes and rewinds to like 3 weeks before and all that other stuff. So that was a big blowout. Apparently, Toni got up out the chair, but I don't think Toni was listening because I think what Tamar was saying was that no, you didn't have my back in that specific situation. She ain't saying that you ain't never had her back. And then she was talking about that. I guess she was equating. I thought she was talking about like one of her tours was like the Chitlin Circuit because I do be saying like Tamar is like Monica, like y'all be doing a whole Chitlin Circuit type of thing with y'all shows. But I think what she was trying to incorporate her podcast as being ghetto or Chitlin Circuits. I was like, Toni, you shady for that one. But I think Toni wasn't listening. I don't think she was saying you ain't never had her back in life. I think she was saying you didn't have her back in that situation regarding what happened with the niece and her doing the podcast. So I wonder who sent the cease and desist. There was 3 of them up there. So, and there's 4 sisters, right? Well, no, she had 3 envelopes. And I guess she was trying to make it seem like that all 3 of them had it. But Trina said she had nothing to do with it. So after all of that, then the niece, we're not going to play her whole situation because it's a long clip. It's like 9 minutes, but I want to give y'all a little taste of what she had to say over on TikTok. So hold on while I pull that up and we'll come back and talk. Please hold.
Okay, so I want to tell a story today, and that story is about how one of my aunts and my family do not talk to me because they think that I, at the age of 16, did something with her partner at the time. And I have been a nervous wreck to talk about something like this and to tell this story. A, because of my family. B, because I don't want people, it's not to hurt people to tell my story. But at the same time, I've been working through this so much in therapy, and this is something that goes way deep to my core in terms of worthiness and how I feel about myself. And it's been such a journey. And it's that moment of my life where I have to like fully confront it and face it and talk about it, but talk about it because I also want to shed light for the women and the men and anybody who has gone through something like this, where you were underage and something in that sort of manner happened in terms of that sort of word of abuse. And I feel like I have to be careful with what I'm saying here because I don't want to be banned from talking about these situations, but also we kind of have to talk about it.
Okay, so I'm gonna just leave it there because like it goes on and on and on. It's a pretty lengthy video, and I don't want to be here all night playing the whole situation. But if y'all want to check out her full situation, it's in 2 parts. It's on her TikTok, and she goes by It's Miss Braxton. So definitely check her out over there on TikTok and hear what she had to say regarding that. Now, speaking of that, then Tamar decided to take her behind on stage where she was performing and say a bunch of some. She lost me. I don't know what the hell she was talking about. She was sending out a full-on apology over her behavior on the upcoming season of the Braxtons, saying everybody's family is messed up. If y'all can forgive the Holy Ghost because of the whole rapture thing that happened, y'all can forgive me. And I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? Like, what you talking about, Willis? So I got that clip. We're gonna play this foolishness and then we'll come back and talk. Cause girl, you need more than Jesus. Your ass need an exorcism. But hold on, let's play the clip.
You just go ahead on and just address the elephant in the room. Y'all, the Braxtons is coming back, and I did not mean to do none of that. I'm sorry. It's coming back. Love Tracy. And bitch, that's family. Everybody family fucked up. Yes, it is, bitch.
Who you going to be?
And I know y'all mad at me because my album didn't come out last week. But I had told my team I can't really say nothing without giving you nothing. So how I'm gonna tell you something that I don't know the answer to? You feel what I'm saying?
No, I don't feel what you're saying, because what you told about Willis, like, first of all, did y'all know that? Did y'all know she was coming out with an album last week? Because I didn't know. I mean, we knew Mariah Carey was dropping. We knew Zara Larson was dropping. We knew Raul Alejandro was dropping. We knew Doja Cat was dropping. We ain't know about Miss Tamar Esteem Braxton. We ain't know she was dropping music. All we knew was you was out here causing drama with Funky Dineva, which you just ruined that goddamn friendship over some stunts and shows and shenanigans, which we still don't even have clarity on because your face seemed fine to me with those new teeth you had in your mouth. Um, then that situation happened, and then there's this and the whole reality show, and now you're talking about your album, and no, we don't know what you're talking about. Like you talking about you told her like what? I'm still scratching my head on this, but anyway, I guess let's go back.
I just said I'm just gonna let the people be surprised one day. Like remember how the rapture was supposed to come up a couple days ago? Y'all forgave the Holy Ghost, forgive me. Let me just go ahead on and just address the elephant in the room. Hello. Well, hi.
Well, there's the clip that
We have had a series of unfortunate events in the Braxton family lately.
What we were told is you didn't want to film with us.
Well, you already know why I want to film with y'all.
Wait a minute, hold on.
My niece Ashley, who we love very much, posted her videos on social media with some accusations about our family. My family was a little surprised.
Well, there was a lot going on the internet.
Tamar announced that she would be interviewing our niece Ashley on Tamar's podcast. I didn't think it was a good idea.
I am getting Ashley here. You're not going to make me feel bad about that. I wanted her to come to a safe place to tell her story.
And all of this happened right before we started shooting season 2 of the Braxtons.
Next thing I know, y'all tried to shut down my entire
Don't
business.
say y'all.
Sending a cease and desist is shutting down my business. Hello. Well, hi.
I was like, well, y'all got to see a little bit of the clip, but one person in the comments, I cackled when I read this one. They said, let's be careful mentioning the Holy Ghost mixing with our foolishness. Baby, I ain't never forgave the Holy Ghost because he hasn't done anything wrong. Chill. We done with him over here. But Okay. I don't know what the hell's going on with her. I don't know what she's apologizing for. I don't know, like, why are we apologizing? Like, did you do something that was perceived as guilty? Like, are you guilty of something? I mean, look, like I said, if Ashley wants to come out and tell her side of the story, she should have every right to tell that side of the story if it's going to bring healing for her as well as whatever people that she has in the family that she has beef with. But I don't like the idea of the aunt, whoever it is. I think it's Trina, but whoever it is, that husband was being inappropriate, that um you're like, oh, I'm with you and everything, I got your back, but you put that man before your child. And there's one thing I can't stand about some of you women, some of you men too, is that when y'all will put pussy or dick before your kids because you don't want to be lonely. And then y'all be so damn lonely and depressed or whatever, y'all invite PDF files into your household, and them predators definitely smell when the mama is desperate, lonely, whatever the case is. They use that as a crutch and an opportunity for them to sink their hooves into your kids who are innocent in all this because Savannah can't go without a man. So I'll say all this to say, what do you guys think of this story? I'm actually going to watch the season. I was kind of bored with the last season because y'all made it all about Tracy, who I mean, I like Tracy. May she rest in peace. She was the funny one on the show. Even though y'all treated her like crap. But and y'all made it all about her last season. But if y'all gonna give us some juice, I'll definitely be checking it out. But a lot of times when I be watching this, I be feeling like y'all hype up all of this mess, and then I'll be watching and I'll be bored like I'm watching a black version of Kardashians. So let me know what you guys think of this, except this version of Kardashians. They actually got talent. So let me know what you guys think of this story in the comments down below. All right.